Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, welcome back to SIssues, everybody. I'm Phil.
I am Cher.
So we are back to our favorite series, Outlander. We're on season 1, and now we are on episode 6, The Garrison Commander. You know, it's so funny. You and I have conversations before we even turn on the recording for the podcast. Yeah. And we're like, oh shit, this is good stuff. We should just hit record as soon as we log in.
And then we try and remember what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then it's like, woohoo.
Yeah, I think we're just so much more entertaining on the fly.
And then we get on here and we're like, you guys don't get our best stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And that all happens before we hit record.
Yeah, and then we're just, you know, really boring and not very interesting. And we ruin your experience while you're trying to watch a show. So too bad for you.
Yeah, that's too bad. We can't change who we are. We're just on that other side of special, and we're
hoping you enjoy watching Outlander and experiencing Droughtlander with us, because since we can't get any new episodes, and we probably won't be getting any new episodes for a long time, and one of my favorite phrases is "fuck you, COVID," and that's what's happening, and we're just trying to make things better. Okay.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
You know what? Think of it this way. You know, once you hit play, we hit play too, and all it is just conversation with girlfriends, only you're just listening because,
you can talk to us. You can.
You can tell us off if you want to. We're
just going to ignore you.
Give us feedback on the website, and we won't ignore them, but if you're mean to us, then screw you. But anyway, it's like a girl date night, only you just have these girls that can't shut up, that keep talking.
Right. So it would be literally the same thing if you were with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it might be a little
just
bit
ask
more
our
intense.
Friends.
There might be some physicality involved that you don't get on the podcast.
That is true.
Yes, exactly.
You just have to ask anybody that has Zoomed with us when we're in the same room.
Yeah,
they are either highly entertained or highly annoyed.
Yeah,
there's no in between.
No, not at all. Alrighty, guys. So get yourself all set up for the Garrison Commander. Dig out your DVD, Netflix, whatever. Again, skip through the recap of the previous episode and press pause where the music starts. So,
and you want to use your jazz hands for this one, kids. Okay, so we're gonna count down, and it's gonna be a 3, a 2, and a 1.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Here we go, and we're off. Wow, I can't believe we're gone through 6 episodes already. Okay,
I was just being your background music.
Oh my god, I like this other background music better.
Whatever. So this is the Garrison Commander. Yep. And this is a very intense episode. I had to imbibe a little bit before this episode so I could take it. And there's a lot of really intense scenes. So we're going to try and liven it up a little bit. It may seem inappropriate. I'm not going to lie.
You're not going to say sorry.
No. Well, we will, because we're Canadian. We say sorry. And when you're Canadian and you say, oh, sorry, that's like people down south saying, oh, bless your heart.
Yes, exactly. Same thing, same meaning.
It is, but only if we say, oh, sorry.
Well, the one nice thing too about the one nice thing about this is it completely plays off the last scene in episode 5. Like,
Well,
you're
yeah.
still right there. You're not starting
Mhm.
a brand new scene. So.
Right. Oh, look at the razor.
Mm-hmm.
200-year-old
razor.
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking that sucker's going to be pretty dull.
Well, they changed the blade.
I know. It was just being a smartass. It's what I do.
Yeah.
Nerf.
Well, and I'm drinking water with sugar-free squeeze stuff in it. But I don't have much water left. You see? I don't have much water left.
Sugar-free squeeze stuff?
Yeah.
Is that what he says? It took her a second. It like literally she sat there, looked up to process what I said, and then she laughed silently. Well, it took her a second.
I don't put it in water. That's why it took me a second.
That was the joke. But yeah, I was really, when I first watched this episode, I was concerned that she was going to like.
But nobody put up an objection to go.
I know.
All Dougal said was, "Oh, I have to go with her." It's like, how come nobody at any time said, "No, thank you"? Because he asked politely, "Would you accompany me?" Why did no one say, "No, thanks, I have tea sitting by the campfire"?
Because I think that would have thrown up another red flag. If
and
they
again,
didn't go, then right.
And how boring would the story be if they
exactly
just went and had tea by the campfire?
Yeah, what would the point have been of that cliffhanger? Yeah. Like, really? This shot, the legs look so flesh colored. I was like, where does pants go?
Exactly.
Like, why doesn't he have pants on? Oh yeah, he's just wearing tan pants, but they look so flesh colored. Yeah, oh, sure. Hawk a loogie because you see his and Dougal's like, not going to break your eye contact for the life of me.
No,
this is not going to happen.
No.
No.
What a wrong color to wear in Scotland. Beige. It just makes no sense. You don't see any of the Highland women wearing a light beige skirt.
No, because they know it's going to get full of shit and mud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's what that gold thing is, but you know what? It was a good guess.
Hey, you had me believe in you because, well, not really, but I thought it was a really good rendition.
It was a good made up lie thing. You know, what you don't know, you can try and make up.
Yep, exactly. You know what? It makes us feel smarter. So you know what?
It doesn't make me feel smarter. It just makes me feel creative.
Female empowerment, y'all. That's all it is. You know, make this shit up as you go along, and as long as you pull it off, I got your back.
Oh, this whiny,
oh my god,
posh son of a sea sucker. Son of a sea sucker. How many years did I say son of a sea sucker and have no idea what I was saying?
Yeah, because...
And I had to tell you what we were saying, didn't I?
Yes, you did, because I had no idea.
And who was it that informed me? My children.
Right?
It was like sitting there. I think it was Chase. Mom, would you stop saying that? And I'm like, why? What's wrong with it? And he's like, Mom, what do you mean what's wrong with it? And I'm like, what? A sea sucker? It's a fish. A sea from the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
And a sucker. It's a sea sucker. And like both of the boys were looking at me like, are you that stupid?
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm not stupid. What are you talking about?
Our mother didn't swear. She didn't swear. So why would we?
She swore all the time.
Oh no! Only when you were the only one.
Swear. It sounds like hell.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's the thing. She knew what she was saying.
But we didn't.
I know, but that's because when we were little. And we said, what does that mean?
A couple of years ago, and we still thought
I know,
that.
But when we asked what it meant when we were little, she said it's a sea sucker is a fish.
And I never asked.
We ran around calling it a sea sucker, saying a son of a sea sucker when we were little kids, and we grew up saying it, thinking that's what it meant, and didn't even, because that was embedded in our brain. And and then my kid is like, sea sucker, mom, sea sucker. And I was still, and then he wrote it down. He wrote it down. And then I was like,
this is too embarrassing
holy crap.
to be schooling my mother. Jeez.
They were like, and I still say it every once in a while just because it slips out. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe for all these years I've been saying son of a cocksucker and not even realizing.
Yeah.
And me, who has no filter anyway. So if I knew I was saying it, I would have just said
say it. Exactly.
And this guy's face.
You know what? He just tries to be so intimidating, but bleh.
He's got nothing on Dougal.
No, he doesn't.
No.
And he thinks by giving him direct eye contact, but
and see, he still has to look away because
exactly.
No.
Turn to his group for reinforcement.
Yeah. You think you're going to be able to make fun of him because of his accent. You think you're going to be able to make fun of him because of, doesn't work. Sorry. Everybody else might be laughing with you, but this guy could take you all out.
Yeah.
In hand-to-hand combat anyway.
Okay, I don't know anybody else, but I was always curious as to if they wore anything under the kilt.
But
I never asked a question.
That's such an age-old.
Yeah, it is.
I can remember when this first started, how many people would get so annoyed every time Sam Hewen was asked that question.
Oh, I can only imagine, right?
Over and over and over. But that's just like, I think it's just like anything else. You become a teacher, or you become a doctor, or you become a nurse, or you become like any kind of profession you're in. Like, how many retail workers, how many times have somebody said to you, oh, it doesn't have a price tag on it, it must be free.
Or there's a sign on the actual rack that says 40% off, and then they come to you, how much is this? Oh, it's 40% off. Oh, I was just checking to make sure the sign was right.
Yeah.
Like, what the?
Yeah. See, there's certain things that, every single person, every single situation will be asked over and over and over and over again. People try and defend Diana about it all the time. Oh my God, I can't believe how many people have asked you the same question. Yeah. And she has the same answer. It's, always the same. She doesn't change it. There's no reason for her to change it. And she doesn't get annoyed when she has to answer it. It seems like all of her fans get annoyed for her, but it's because that one person, it is the very first time that they've asked the question. It was the same thing when I was doing the same work and I was doing the same presentation, twice, 3 times a week, exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody asking me the same questions because it was the first time that they were ever experiencing it. Yeah. So when you've got an interviewer sitting down with one person for the first time, they think they're being original. They think they're being, it's their question. They want to know. Yeah. So it becomes a part of the, and people will say, why don't they just do the research? Well, you know what? It's not about the research. It's about the reaction that they get from the individual that they're with.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? And sometimes a question can just be trying to engage in conversation. Mm-hmm. That's all. Always assume that positive intent that, you know what, people aren't just trying to be assholes.
Right. Exactly. And they're not trying to be ignorant, and they're not trying to make your life miserable because you had to listen to them answer a question that you don't like. Yeah. Right. And that's something that, in our Bootlanders group, and something that I, put out there very often is the AAPI. Always assume positive intent, because it helps you manage your day much better.
Exactly.
Even if somebody didn't come out with the best of intentions, if you assume that they did, makes your day better than theirs anyhow.
Well, and it keeps your positive with you, not taking on other people's negative. Who's this guy?
Oh dear. Claire recognizes him.
Jeez. How, is he chewing gum?
It looked like it. He's just
I know, right? Yeah.
That.
Probably cleaning the 12 months of plaque off his teeth.
The dust
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
on his teeth. Huh.
Look at just how he crunches up his lower cheeks and his mouth, and
Yeah, it's that looser jaw thing that just gets me.
that bottom loose jaw,
Yeah.
it's.
I'm trying to do it and I can't.
I think I got it now.
Don't be careful. Your jaw falls off.
Oh, my jaw did last night, Sherilyn.
Oh, really? Stop calling me that.
Sorry, Sher. It did. I couldn't close my mouth. Kevin had to jump out of the chair and start pushing my bottom jaw around, finally slip back.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. That's the weird
Phyllis's jaw falls off.
Yeah. I have bad TMJ, but my one joint is really completely worn down and I need to go have surgery. But damn, they suggest you go to one of those specialists, but you have to pay ridiculous money for the specialist. So I had to find my way around that somehow. I'll just keep having my jaw falling off
until one day it won't go back into place, and then you'll have to go to the ER, and then you'll get to see him.
But I've never had it where I couldn't close my mouth.
That's what it's going to take, because that's the way Canadian healthcare works.
Yeah, I'll just go to the ER and just get it done there in the hospital. I think so.
That's how it'll work. Once it can't go back in, because it'll get to that point.
I don't care if it's free. I'll do it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! This guy. See, even up against everybody else, everybody else is sitting there with their polished buttons and their nice wigs and their clean skin and their.
He can still outwit them all.
Yeah, but look at Jack is there, filthy. His buttons are grimy. His coat is dirty.
Yeah.
His collar is filthy.
Yeah.
All these other guys are just sitting around on their asses, just telling people what to do. And he's in there, raping and pillaging and.
Yeah, exactly.
Being an all-around douchebag.
Even him standing there, he knows he's mentally superior.
Yeah.
That's why he starts. Yeah. Leaning on the chair.
Yeah. Oh, this. Talking about the.
And this is where it starts to turn.
Yep.
Vapors. That's what Vicks gives off, is vapors. Vicks vapor rub. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good if you're stuffed up. Just a little bit on the chest.
Getting that put on your chest. I absolutely hated that when I was little.
I hated it, but man, it made me breathe so much better, and I used to fall asleep right away.
The only reason it made you breathe better is because it was burning everything out of your sinus cavity.
At least I was able to breathe.
Oh, God, I hated it. It just gives me, it makes me feel yucky just thinking about it.
Well, when your temperature was 100 and something, and then you got Vicks Vapor Rub put on you, you could practically see it boil.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But I love the stuff now anyway.
Yeah, I haven't used it in ages.
This is where her story is going to start taking a turn.
This is where she
admiration for her.
Yeah, well, this is where her empathy shows for the Scots. Yeah. And why in God's name would you show empathy for those heathens, right?
But that's where Blackjack is outwitting those guys at the table, right? Mm-hmm. So he only has to say a few words and he knows what the conversation is going to end up being. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a master at the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, see, they were holding she was holding the conversation because she was in essence more intelligent than everybody else at the table.
Yeah, exactly. She was the center of attention.
Yeah.
So they all just, relished in that. And then when
Yeah.
someone else comes and starts challenging her,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much to get Claire to flip to the other side.
Yep. Yep. She doesn't play the pony well.
No.
Yeah. And this again shows how she has started to form that bond, not just with Jamie, but with the clans.
Yeah.
Right? So with, the Mackenzies, the people of Scotland.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
being a British woman in the first place,
Yeah.
that's, she was taken in and protected and, against her own people.
Yeah.
Because these asshats that are sitting around this table being a bunch of smug dicks
Yeah.
are supposed to be her people.
Yeah. Now she's trying to dig herself out.
Scottish rascals.
There's bread on the table. I would love to have a bun right now. Out of the oven with butter
on the other oven.
I think it's almost time to eat.
Maybe. Isn't every time to eat?
No, not really. Haven't had much of an appetite today.
And there goes Claire. She's like, oh, I can fix it. Let me go. Off I go.
If she can leave that easily,
Well, Dougal's right there. He's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Jesus.
Okay, on with
He's like,
Claire.
Why would it matter, Claire? Why would it matter if Jamie and the boys did this anyway?
Exactly. You already stuck up for them, so
yeah. The little ponytail thing swinging around.
Yeah.
It just gives her this little air of whimsy. Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Blech.
They did a really good job with this, so.
Yep. Nothing like a little bit of meat flaps hanging.
Yeah, exactly. But isn't it funny how they just whack that sucker off?
And then these other people that are sitting there, it's like they are going to give the worst Yelp review.
Yep, exactly.
This place, I was trying to eat my goat burger.
Yeah.
And they pulled in this guy whose leg was falling off and they put him on the table next to me. I don't know what they were trying to prove, but I could not eat my goat burger in peace.
I love how he said, bite until your teeth crack. Crack. Crack.
Yep. Just saw that fucker off. Oh.
How it doesn't knock them out from the pain.
See, those guys are like, how am I supposed to eat now?
Yeah, exactly. They're getting a bad review. I'm
especially
never coming back here again.
Especially if they were having like chicken legs or something.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Anybody want a wing?
Right?
Okay. So makes me wonder what he's done to this poor young man.
Yep. Yeah. Makes me you just wonder like how many different people that he's invaded and there's so many different words I want to use that I don't want to use.
Yeah. But I like how, again, the flashback to even just something as simple as the blade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, and that she said 200-year-old razor.
Yeah. Yeah. Such a pretty dressing gown. Looks like it has a cape on it.
Yeah. That woman.
Ugh.
It's nice for that time and period that he accepted her for being the strong, outspoken woman she was. You know what I mean?
And admired it.
Absolutely. He never tried to, at that time, deter her, right? From anything.
Yeah.
He just wanted to love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not the same guy right there.
Nope. Not at all.
Tobias and his split personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Even the way he holds his brow.
Yeah.
Like, it's
scowled forehead. You know what I mean? Like it's all of that. You could just go on with the list for him, but he's just a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
It's not even being a fantastic actor. He's got great talent.
Ugh. Yeah. I think all of us were expecting him to just like fucking slit his throat.
Yeah, no, but head back, nice and soft.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta move on. No blowjob today.
The kid was even thinking so.
Yeah, you got that right.
It's like, oh my God, what is this guy gonna make me do?
Yeah. I need to be stationed somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, honey, I don't think with that. No. Yikes. She should have just turned around. Stop talking. Just turn around and walk out of the room. Because he wouldn't do too much with a room full of people.
Right.
This is where he likes it. He likes it isolated, solitude, so that his own self can come out, right?
Yeah. The person that he knows is broken and damaged and evil. Oh, look at you. What a waste. Claire's probably standing there thinking, I could have drank that in 2 gulps.
Yep.
You son of a bitch. That is alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. And, this whole storyline where, he pretends to be, melancholy about the original meeting and, really sucks her in, at the one point she's almost not forgiving, but you know what, there's hope for you.
Yep. Willing to listen.
And then at that end point, she'll never think that again.
Yeah. There's this dialogue that they have is so, it's like a poem almost.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a cadence to it between the two of them. And
I think even as someone watching it, you're thinking to yourself, is this is he really opening up to her? Is he really thinking that, maybe he should change? And that just changes in like less than a heartbeat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's none of that. There's none of that in him.
No, he's the devil's spawn.
Or he could be just the devil himself.
Yeah. I wonder if that room is, I haven't seen the fireplace. I wonder, that was on set.
Yeah. Another one of Gary's brilliant sets. He's just a master.
Yeah, I agree.
I love this.
I know, right?
Took out. Yeah, no, that was just a wild and crazy guess. No, it wasn't. She knows exactly where he's from. She knows a lot about him, but what a good save. Absolutely.
But I wonder if she was like really put a lot of thought into, you're from Sussex. Did she think about it before she said it?
Well, she would have to. Like, she'd have to. Like, but it was a really good save. Like, how would you know that?
Yeah, your accent.
Yeah. Because in the book, there was, the other one, like he made somebody else talk for her. and to guess what accent he had.
Yeah.
And like she was only like a county off or something, which was fairly lucky. But that's because in Scotland and England doesn't matter. Like, and that just shows you how little people moved around.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And
Well,
still do,
yeah.
because people even now, like, still their accents are so prevalent to where they live in the UK and
Yeah.
in Scotland. Hmm.
And just to circle back to rouging the nipples, actually, way back in the day, prostitutes did that. It's almost a paste that they used to put on their nipples so that they would stand out amongst the other crowd of prostitutes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. But can you imagine being the guy that hired the prostitute and getting that paste in your mouth? Like, how do you get that off?
Well, I don't know if
Blech.
they cared. I don't know if they cared because,
Yeah.
back then, hygiene wasn't a number one. I know prostitutes cleaned more just because of, below the waist anyway, a little bit
Yeah.
more just to stop pregnancy and
Mhm.
stuff like that, right? But didn't always work.
No. Okay, they cleared all the food off the table but left everything else. Like, come on, people. Just clean it off.
She just feels like she trying to, make up more stories, and
Yeah.
and he knows how full of shit she is with this one.
Yeah, just letting her go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Bobbing eyes, looking away. That's a lie.
And shaking your head as you're telling a story.
If you're looking down and telling a story, that's normally means it's a lie. If you're looking up, that means that you're trying to recall the actual events.
Actually, it depends on which way you're looking, right or left.
Yep.
Because if you're looking towards the past, that's usually a recollection. If you're looking towards the future, that's usually you saying, you're trying to grasp a new story.
Yeah.
And also when you're shaking your head, when you're talking, you're negating the words that you're saying. So that's like, so when you're hearing people talk and they're telling you a story and they're shaking their head as they're saying it, they're lying to you.
Yeah. So when you talk to people, make sure they're on the other side of the wall.
If you're going to lie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I learned that from, there's a lot of stuff that I learned about people lying and the giveaways that they have when I was working with the RCMP.
Yeah, same when I was, doing, investigating for loss prevention teams and stuff like that when I used to have to be the interviewer.
Yeah.
It's things like that they teach you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was very impatient. It's like, okay, so why'd you take it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't take it.
When people use a lot of actuallys and basicallys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first time. It was my first time. I never did it before. Good heavens.
Oh, God. What is he doing now?
Yeah, totally didn't know he could draw.
I don't know if he can.
I think he did a not too shabby of a job.
I don't think he did that, though.
Oh, no. Who was it that did it?
I don't know.
I thought they mentioned something about that in the official Outlander podcast.
I don't know if they did. I can't recall. It was a long time. I listened to the podcasts when they were coming out, so that one is a little bit too long ago for me to recall.
Yeah. See, I'm still making my way through them.
Yeah.
Because I have so much Outlander going on because I'm rewatching it myself. Again, it's Droughtlander. And then I'm rewatching it because it's Kevin's first time watching it. And then, of course, watching it, with our SIssues group.
It's just us.
Yeah.
We're not a group. We're two people.
But a group is two people.
No, it's a couple.
But I'm imagining all of the fantastic people that are listening along with us.
Well, then you're just insane.
No.
Hmm?
I turned my cell phone off for you
don't get
people.
For you
Yeah,
people.
don't.
People. Did you hear that? You've been
I love you
relegated
people.
as you people.
I love you people.
You peoples.
I love everybody until they give me reason not to.
I don't do that.
To buy the world
Oh,
a Coke.
stop it. Don't do that.
What?
We don't like it.
Stop
I'm
it.
speaking on behalf of everybody's.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate this.
Yeah, me too.
Uh,
She's buying into it, right? And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, and she'll never let that happen again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, live and learn.
No, she does.
When it comes to him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not all the chairs are the same.
Nope. Well, it's not an actual, they took over somebody's home.
Oh, this is somebody's home? I thought it was on set.
Welcome to the conversation.
Right?
Talking about the place, you said not all the chairs match. I'm saying that this place, the garrison, the people that have invaded this little town, the soldiers, like this is supposed to be somebody's house.
But it's a pub downstairs. So what they are, they're just rooms upstairs, right? That they're
right. But it's probably the people that own the pub. Like this would be their salon.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like this wouldn't be like this would be the pub owner's like home area. Yeah. I thought this was on set.
You know, I have these blonde roots mixed in with the silver. Nothing against blondes. It's for me. I'm saying it to myself. So yeah. But it's really red coming in with a little bit of silver. That's a great thing about having like strawberry blonde hair naturally, is you don't get a whole lot of white hair.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that. I've got dark hair and much silver.
And isn't it funny that
silver.
Mom passed away at 58 and you could count how many white hairs she had?
Yep. You could.
Her hair was so black, but yet when she was little, it was like white blonde.
Mm-hmm. And then they shaved it.
Yeah.
And then she
had it shaved quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. And the last time it grew back in dark.
And this is back again. Look, even after a week,
we have to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. Now we have to.
So when I first saw this show and seen, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder how much worse that could get. And when I thought it got as worse as it could, it went 10 times beyond that.
Right.
You know, like it looks bad now, and that's after a week of healing.
Yeah. That somebody could do this to another human being is just absolutely mind-blowing.
In his head, though, doing it. It was creating something, right? And that's how he explained it.
Such a pig. Yeah.
Oh, I can feel that pain. Can you feel the pain? I can feel it.
And you'll be able to see Jamie's dad in the crowd.
Yeah.
Jamie's father. He's scared.
I'm actually really surprised he had this conversation with him before, having everyone standing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love Jamie's answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's cold, all right. His nipples are teeny, teeny, tiny. because he's so cold.
Yeah.
Dougal.
And all he
Dougal
wants is for
pissed.
him to cry out, right? The
Yep.
fact that Dougal just stood there, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I wonder what was going through his head. Like, he had this animosity towards Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
but still family, right? He still
Yep.
wanted something from him,
Mhm.
right? I wonder what he was thinking, because never was that explained, what he was thinking when he was getting whipped.
Mhm. If I was to be Dougal for a day and wonder what was going through his mind, I would have to say that he admired Jamie for not crying out
Mm-hmm.
in one hand, and then in the other hand was thinking Jamie was being a fool for
Yeah.
not crying out
Yeah,
on the other
exactly.
hand. Mhm.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Ugh.
Just one whip and it
Yeah.
already starts.
Mhm.
And the
There's his dad.
sides. Yeah.
There was Brian Fraser. Black Brian.
Yeah. The way he describes it is just so eerie, you
Mhm.
know, and she holds back the tears as much as she can.
Yeah.
But just, and not so much in what he's saying, but how he's saying it, you know, like it's just
Perverse.
100%.
Yeah. So perverse.
And look, he's so focused on what he's talking about, and he's just going deep into his soul as to how he felt when he was doing it. And you know what I mean? He's not afraid of putting himself out there, because you're going to feel the ramifications of that anyway. So
yeah.
there is his dad.
Mm-hmm. And the way his feet slip.
I know, on the
and
blood.
Yeah.
Look,
And then,
it's hanging. It's hanging off of his back.
yeah, I see that. It's hard to miss.
I just want to go up with a little piece of scotch tape. Just here, let me just put that back for you. No.
Oh, and the way the whip left the string marks on his shoulder when he...
Yeah.
And then when Jack slips in the blood when he goes to whip him again, it's just... It's like he wants to kiss him right there, too. And it's just...
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
Look, he's getting frustrated because he's not, you know, calling out, and he wants him to call out. So
yeah. Everybody's looking at him like, you're fucking crazy, man. What is wrong with you?
Exactly.
There, when he slipped in it, it was just like, ugh, you're such a horrible human being.
Well, he does it one way and then the other way, and you know, he's trying to hit the sides that are still kind of bare, right? Like, don't cry out, but just pass out, please.
Oh, God.
Look at that. Look at it.
I see it. I see it.
Anybody got a stapler?
It's just the worst thing in the world to, and to know that people were put through this in history, not, you know, of course, you know, and not just hundreds and hundreds of years ago either.
No. Exactly.
And we're talking about people that still suffer horrendously
with
our world.
And I as a human being cannot even fathom that. You know, how did our train of thought not progress as the years went on? How are some still such backwards thinkers? And you know, we all have the same frickin' blood.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who you are. We all have the same blood. How dare you think that yours is better than someone else's?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm sorry.
It's true.
I gotta stop talking about because it pisses me off.
It's true.
Yeah.
And how dare you use it for your own perversion?
Yeah. Exactly.
How dare you take somebody's humanity away?
Yeah.
How dare you belittle someone like he did? Like,
Yeah.
he didn't care how much pain he was in. It was for his own self-satisfaction.
Absolutely. And he's just sitting there so calmly,
Yeah.
you know, like,
And he's enjoying seeing her discomfort.
you know, and even after telling her all of that,
Mm-hmm.
he flips it to, do you think I can be saved? You know, you're just by how you're looking at me tells
Yeah.
me that I
And,
can,
and
you know, just reel her in even after that ridiculous,
mm-hmm.
you know, memory of what he did.
Regardless of what he said, what she says, he doesn't care.
No.
He doesn't, because he doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. He knows he's broken, but he doesn't care.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he will still take what he wants when he wants for his own pleasure, because that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there are still so many people in this world that are like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Screw anybody else. As long as I get what I want.
You know, I hear people listening to this going, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Well, and more people have to, you know, like, I think Jamie could be a symbol in that way, in that respect.
Yeah.
You know, for all the people that are, you know, feel like that they're being torn apart
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, can't get their feet from under them and, you know, just feel like they're being beaten down every minute of every day by society, by the world around them, you know, that there are always people out there that know that it's wrong.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
know that those people that are taking advantage, that they're wrong. There's more people standing up and screaming that, you know, you've got people behind you than there are telling that person that they're doing the right thing.
You know, and the person that feels broken, you know, you always, you know, because you're beaten down, you look at those negatives and you pull that into yourself even more, you know, and it just makes you feel worse. If you just decided at some point, I'm not going to listen to the negative, I'm going to try and look for the positive, it makes such a big difference, you know.
Yeah. Well, if you can, you know, I mean, at a lot of the points in time, there is only you and the post in front of you and your feet falling out from underneath you.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to stop seeing, but just remembering that there's more people out there that are cheering for you and believing in you than there are trying to squish you. Then, you know, and just knowing that you're not alone sometimes is enough to at least have a rest.
Yeah, exactly.
At least to get your breath, because sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah.
Is just to take a breath and recharge and move on to another day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now because this isn't the world that I want for myself. So I'm just going to go have a sleep, and then, you know, maybe I'll have a good dream, wake up a little bit differently, you know. I know life is hard for a lot of people, you know.
It is. It's hard. And especially, you know, it's just, there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, a lot. But that's why we decided to do this, right? We have our own crap going on too in our world. But you know what? The one good thing is when you and I are together.
Yep.
Yeah, we can bring each other out of it. So it's good.
We can. And let's not do this.
Yeah. See, she was not expecting that because after the
That's
half hour.
Called a sucker punch.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? I can't stand more. You don't like being called woman?
Yeah.
I hate someone pulling my hair.
Oh. Well, it depends of the context.
Nope, not me. It's a trigger for me.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
There's that's a trigger for me. I don't like people touching my face. The only person that can touch my face is my husband.
Yeah.
Or my kids when they were really little. They could touch my face. I'm not a big fan of anybody touching my face except for my husband. But somebody pulls my hair, no, they're getting a punch in the face. No, pull my ponytail, I just will knock you out. That's not a thing for me. Oh,
no.
Kicker. No. See, it's...
Jeez.
It doesn't feel nice because it's squishy.
And she's not that, there's nothing to her. It's not squishy, you know, like.
Yeah. Now, see, this
soft.
He's such a piece of shit. Yay.
Thank
some
God.
bagpipes.
You know what? I'm happy to see Dougal now. I love how he just walks towards the guy and the guy like backs right up.
Off he goes.
Yeah. He's just not afraid.
No.
You know, he's
a war chief.
He's a war chief for a reason. So
yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
And she knows how to breathe. I was glad to see that. It wasn't that she just went back to her normal breathing. Yeah. She was like in through the nose, sharp out through the mouth.
Little breaths, just to get it back because it hurt too much for the deep breath, right?
Yep. You can't go back to deep breathing after you get the wind kicked out of you.
No, exactly.
Man.
She just looks broken there. Because I think she feels bad for herself because she believed what he was saying and she just walked right into the friggin' thing. Yeah. Even after he opened up entirely to her. So,
and I think there's another part of you that there's something about getting hit and knowing somebody intended you harm.
Yeah.
You know, like the situations that she's been in, you know, like when Murtaugh knocked her out, she was out cold.
Yeah.
You know, like he was right there looking at her and punched her right in the gut.
Yeah.
Right.
And exactly.
And it's knowing somebody that would just do that to you for the sake of hurting you.
Yeah.
And then ask somebody to kick you. Like those are deeply personal attacks.
Yeah. 100%.
And to be able to wrap your mind around that is really hard. Like, especially for a woman. And, you know, it becomes a really personal thing, I think.
This part I like, that he's taking her to this water source because it stings because it has sulfur in it. Yeah. And in his mind, it's a telling the truth, right?
Yeah, a magical thing.
Exactly. But it stings and it may quench your thirst, but it dries the hell out of your mouth.
For sure.
Oh my God. I used to have sulfur in my water when I lived out in the country. Amazing for getting your clothes white and fantastic for having a nice hot bath. But for drinking,
no doubt. Yeah.
There comes his dirk behind him, and that's part of the opening song. So that's what you see. Just a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and here comes the hot flash. Oh.
Here she goes again, folks.
Sorry.
We've got... See? Yep, now he believes her.
Yeah, exactly. Even though she said that how many times to him.
Yep.
But again, it's their beliefs back then, right?
Exactly.
Their superstitions.
And this little place where they were, they had to like have cranes bring the cameras down to it.
And exactly.
Yeah, took them a long time.
It's an actual creak. Yeah.
Yep. Down in a crag. So
there wasn't a lot of them down there, but there was the equipment for sure.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful little place.
You know, our mom had superstitions about black cats. She never wanted a black cat to walk in front of her. But she didn't like cats anyway, but still.
That was a random thought, but why?
Superstition.
Oh.
It wasn't random. Keep up. Damn,
it's like, where did you start talking about superstitions for? I don't know if I have any superstitions that I don't think I do. I'm not really a superstitious kind of person.
I think if a superstition...
Oh, when somebody says something at the same time as me.
And they owe you a beer?
Well, I don't drink.
And
never did.
But what happens if they say the same?
I think I just hit them.
Oh.
I think it's just fun.
You know.
Oh no, they say I owe you a beer, and I'm like, I don't drink, so I just hit them, as if that's a knowledgeable.
So we
that's
don't.
Not the right word. I'm losing my train of thought. Choo choo, train's gone. Station left.
Yeah, you know what? We don't call it SIssues for no reason. We told you at the beginning, if you started with us from the beginning, that we definitely have issues, and together we have a lot of them.
So there's SIssues. That's right. We're not always going to make sense, and we're going to ramble. No. So you know what? Deal with it. I'm going to stick around.
I do love this scene. Beside drinking the sulfur water, is the potential of the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Marrying.
I remember when you first saw this.
Oh my God. I was just like, let me grab that man
and teach him something.
Mama will teach him some good stuff.
Just
let him try whatever he wants to try.
You were so
that's the benefit of watching it before you read the books.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
And up until like season 1, 2, 3, and 4, I was happy to watch it instead of read the books. But after season 5, screw that. I have got to get it. Season 5 was way too emotional for me. I remember texting you, tell me what happened. You have to tell me. Are you sure you want me? Yes. And my sister knows me. She knows if I say you have to tell me, she'll just tell me.
Yeah.
Because I had to mentally prepare.
Wrecked. You were a wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. It was one of the best parts of the book too, reading it. It was just, there was many times in reading the books where you throw the book, you throw the book because something surprises you so much that you're like, what? And you throw it. Or something breaks your heart and you're like, oh my God, Diane, I can't believe you did that. Throw it. This is one of those moments.
Yep, exactly.
And we have it right now.
Yep.
He delivered it brilliantly.
So here's my question. Okay. So they held a woman's virginity as something gold, right?
Yep.
So was the perception the same for a man?
Nope.
So why is it that Jamie waited? Did he have a dream about her a long time ago, knew and waited for her to come?
I wish you would stop with this theory of yours because it's not accurate.
We don't know because Diana hasn't written book 10 yet.
I know, but I think you're
But what other guy is still a virgin? Jamie's not that young. He's in his 20s.
Yeah, I know.
And for back then, it was unusual for a man to be a virgin that long.
Right.
So why? That never ever was explained as to why he waited so long.
I don't know.
Not unless they talked about it in the books that I haven't read yet.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Interesting. My interesting theory.
It is. You're so whacked.
I
don't know. Maybe you're right, and I'm the one that's being cynical. I don't know.
No, but you know me, right? I have these far-fetched
Oh, she
ideas,
does.
right?
Believe me, I've had to call her off the ledge for a few of them. They've been wild.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree. They've been a little bit on the far-fetched side, but that's my imagination, right? I just want to throw it out there. So if
Mhm.
anybody else has any other ideas as to why Jamie is still a virgin, not that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that.
Oh my
But for
gosh, you know what? Sometimes she just doesn't stop talking. We gotta fade her to black. Just like some love scenes on Outlander.
SIssues and Tissues.
Here's another great story, and we hope you will feel like it is too. It's another one that just touches your heart, and this is from Red Hay on Reddit. Go for it, Philly.
Yeah. So, me and my sister, she's about a year and a half older, are polar opposites to each other. And I mean polar. I am anxious, moody, and girly, and she's placid, even easygoing about life and tomboyish. I have, um, I have a story that really makes me happy. This one was from about 2008 when our maternal grandmother died. It was the first experienced death in the family, and I was only 12 and she was only 14. I remember the hurt and pain and knowing I'd never hear her or feel her hugging kisses again. Due to this being our first experience of death, we were being protected and not pushed to see her body or to say goodbye. We were told to stay in the kitchen while they brought her coffin to the back of the house. I cried and cried, and she just hugged me and told me we'd be okay. When the body was ready for mourners to say goodbye, Mom told us there was no pressure to see her. I wanted to, but I was scared to see her in such a good way, and also sad to have to say goodbye. So my sister took my hand and told me it would be okay to follow her. We said our goodbyes together. She showed me so much strength that day. Hmm.
Now, see, at 12 and 14, that's really young to lose, you know, well, I call her Nana, but
Yeah.
it's really, and they're Irish.
Yes.
So you can, that's how they mourn. They bring the body into the home and they do a wake sort of thing. And, so seeing the body is a way to, but for a 14-year-old kid to just envelop and protect her little sister, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
Because I have you and you're 3 years older than me, but it's like you still do that for me, like just wrap your arms around me and make everything okay. So I mean, it's
Well, you're part of me, right? And we also have an older sister. And, if we look at each end of the spectrum from you to the older sister, complete polar opposites, right?
Oh my God. We could not be more different.
But when Mom passed away, we needed all three brains to even make up a half a one.
Oh God.
Right?
We couldn't form full sentences without each one of us trying to put something together. Yeah.
So I'm sure that anybody that, has a good relationship with their sister and even possibly a brother, that, they would feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So guys, make sure that you join us for another episode of SIssues and our sister segments at the end of each and every podcast. Just a reminder, blood or bond, we want to hear your stories. So go to sissues.ca or visit us on social media at Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.